Regardless on who you voted for in 2020, Biden, Trump, there's one issue that both Democrats and Republicans can agree on, and that's the legalization and decriminalization of drugs. New Jersey arrests over 30,000 people a year for marijuana possession. This is way more than any other state in the United States. But this year, New Jersey voted to legalize marijuana. Arizona, Montana also legalized marijuana. South Dakota, you guessed it, legalized marijuana. Now, 1 in 3 Americans live in a state where the access to marijuana has been legalized. Now, Oregon, on the other hand, took it to a whole nother level. Oregon decriminalized the possession of all drugs. All drugs! Hey, what's up you guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. We're talking about how Oregon decriminalized the possession of hard-ass drugs like heroin and cocaine. The last time I was talking about Oregon, I was on the trail, not trying to die from dysentery. Oregon legalized magic mushrooms and decriminalized hard-ass drugs. I'm talking about heroin, I'm talking about LSD, I'm talking about oxycodone, I'm talking about meth. Meth! We started the war on drugs in 1971 with President Nixon and the entire US government. And now we can collectively say that 50 years later, drugs have won the war on drugs. Coke teams up with heroin, LSD with meth. Before we dive deeper in this topic, I'd like to break down a couple terms that are important to know. The major difference between legalization and decriminalization. Magic mushrooms, psilocybin, are full-blown legal in Oregon. You can actually buy them from a licensed facility. Under the expert guidance and supervision, you can straight up buy that. Decriminalization means that if you were caught with a small amount, meaning a single-use amount, with no intent to distribute or large amounts that could be used for an operation, you're good. As long as you got a personal dose of heroin, you're good. If you get caught with a single dose of LSD, coke, or meth, you simply have to pay a $100 fine and attend a meeting at an addiction treatment facility. Now, these treatment facilities and centers are paid for by the revenue generated from the legalization of marijuana a few years ago. See how that works? The government basically came up with an entire system that's funded by taxing and the regulation of softer drugs like marijuana, and rehabbing anybody who's using these hard-ass drugs like coke, meth, and LSD. But to be quite frank with you, it seems a little crazy to relax the laws on heroin and meth. Meth. I don't think we need to be buddy-buddy with anybody using methamphetamines. I mean, look at these people. You've probably seen people and know of people with their face rotting and teeth falling out and scars all over their face from scratching. Guys, it's not a sexy, admirable look. I'm all about giving people second chances, and I know how difficult meth addiction can be to overcome because I've seen it. I feel that the decriminalization and legalization of these particular drugs can open up the door for psychotherapy. Fact of the matter is, Portugal led in passing the decriminalization of all drugs. Speaks trenches to the war on drugs and the historic support for the normalization of policies that typically criminalize poor people of color. In Oregon during this election and beyond, voters have made it clear in great numbers. Like so many other issues relating to public welfare and human dignity, it should come to no surprise that this progressive victory was secured directly by the voting public, rather than political leaders or mass media manipulation. We all know as the pandemic worsens, it's not the virus that threatens human life. It's the potential corruption and incompetence of those in power that are adding more fuel to the fire. The public needs to know more than just case counts and death tolls and other forms of recent manipulation in states like California.
Instead of spending my time trying to fix things in this beautiful state, I'm writing new rules on Turkey Day. But hey, look at this smile.
Which is why reporters are digging deep to break stories on corporate profiteering and political jockeying that undermine public health, possibly like Gavin Newsom. So there might be an increasingly large chance that you'll see more meth and heroin addicted whites on the street. Generally, heroin and meth are considered lower level drugs, affecting individuals typically at a lower economic level and educational class. In 2001, Portugal was one of the first nations to decriminalize these hard-ass drugs, reducing not only the amount of drug arrests and overdoses, but also positively impacting more sweeping and systematical issues like racial and economic injustice. This decriminalization brings some amazing change to US history. A piece of drug reform has the potential to decriminalize addiction. Overdose rates are expected to fall in Oregon, money will be saved, and the access to treatment facilities and centers will increase. So if you're looking to hop on the bandwagon and hop on the Oregon Trail with me, we can sniff some lines of coke, and I'll see ya on the Oregon Trail. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button down below. As always, have a phenomenal day, be kind, rewind, peace.